Let me know if it sounds better. You're attempting with the mic today. All right. All right. Let's just dive straight in. See me more. Mhm. All right. Remember, we ended off with scripture and a breath. Want to take a breath? God, you want to lead a breath? All right.
3, 2, 1. Here you go again. On 3, 2, 1.
Oh, another?
Yeah.
No más?
Last one.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
What you said? Nah, not funnier, God. We all got our own funnies. You're so funny, I'm so funny. Coolio? The law of your mind is the law of belief. This means to believe in the way your mind works, to believe in belief itself. This means to believe in the way your mind works. This means to believe in the way your mind works, to believe in belief itself. Okay. The belief of your mind is the thought of your mind. That is simple, just that and nothing else. All your experiences, events, conditions, and acts are the reactions of your subconscious mind to your thoughts. Remember, it is not the thing believed in, but the belief in your own mind which brings about the results. Okay, that one makes sense to me. C's believing in false beliefs, opinions, superstitions, and fears of humankind. Hue, Hue, humankind, all tones of melanin. Begin to believe in the eternal verities and truths of life which never change. Then you will move onward, upward, and Godward. Ooh, that's the first time I'm hearing that. Put it, lay it on us. Eat, eat. However, I mean, whoever reads this, that's a little fool my tea. Made some delicious stew chicken and rice. Let's stay focused. Whoever reads this book and applies the principles of the subconscious mind herein set forth will be able to pray scientifically and effectively for himself and for others. Your prayer is an answered your prayer is answered according to the universal law of action and reaction. Thought is incipient action. Somebody tell us, what they say, drop it in the comments, the definition, and if you about that life, the etymology. Uh, Pick one, choose one. Two people love etymology, okay? We want to see the behind the scenes when it comes to the words, okay? I am a mess with y'all. We just took this out today, so we okay. The reaction is the response from your subconscious mind, which corresponds with the nature of your thought. Busy your mind with the concepts of harmony, health, peace, and goodwill, and wonders will happen in your life. I'm a testimony to that. There's multiple other testimonies to that as well. Edge, like the edge of a corner,
No, I mean the edge of a shape.
the edge of a shape. Yeah. Go ahead and start it out. Go ahead and start it out.
I already got this now.
You already got.
All right. Oh, E.
Mm-hmm. There is a G in there, but before the G, there's one more letter. Mm-mm. Nope. Ed. It's like edge. 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 That's it. Edge.
A D.
Mm-hmm. The duality of mind. You have only one mind, but your mind possesses two distinctive characteristics. The line of demarcation between the two is well known to all thinking people, all thinking men and women today. If the books just say man, you need to put in a woman and a them and not everything, all right? You need to make it versatile. The two functions of your mind are essentially unlike. Each is endowed with separate and distinct attributes and powers. The nomenclature generally used to distinguish the two functions of your mind is as follows: the objective and subjective mind, the conscious and subconscious mind. Listen, okay, when I edit one day, the waking and sleeping mind, the surface self and the deep self, right? The voluntary mind and the involuntary mind, the male and the female. Not ready for that one right here. And many other terms. Look at God. Let me see God. I'm gonna have to take a picture of that one. It shows it backwards. I might be able to turn the camera around. Yes. And then the only thing, God, is that the perimeter is you want to spell that a little differently. That one says, what does that say at the top?
Perimeter.
Read it again. Slow down.
Oh, perimeter.
Mitre and it's prim, not perim, not perimeter. Yours says perimeter, 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 per
Perimeter.
perimeter, not perimeter.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get it. You will find the terms conscious and subconscious used to represent the dual nature of your mind throughout this book. Okay, one of my favorite two terms. I remember when I was studying in my master's program for, it was actually spiritual psychology in a school called Antioch in Los Angeles, California. And the professor there, we were going back and forth because who were we tuned into? It was either Freud or Carl Jung, Carl Jung. And I was bringing up the terminology subconscious, and he was like, like that doesn't exist. Mind you, this is before I was familiar with any of this type of work. But I was just like, no, like the unconscious is not the subconscious. The conscious is definitely not the subconscious. Like there is I forgot what he was saying it was instead. Id, ego, and super ego. Carl say. Someone remind us what Carl says about the minds. I remember animus. I don't really remember. I'm gonna have to put that in the book. Freud and Young. But yeah, he didn't change my opinion. He didn't change my opinion. Like I said what I said. Now this is before I had the power to say what I'm saying, or my voice to say what I'm saying. But he really tried to like son me. He really tried to granddaughter me. Like, nah, it don't. That's not what it is. Okay. And I wish I had these, to like prove I have evidence. Like, yeah, it is. All right. There's just multiple ways to, foresee things and put your own terminologies on things. An excellent way, okay, in this section now is called the subconscious and, excuse me, the conscious and subconscious minds. An excellent way to get acquainted. Solar system. Enjoy that. Mwah.
Best kiss ever.
Mm. No, gratitude. Alright. An excellent way to get acquainted with the two functions of your mind is to look upon your own mind as a garden. Where's our sun? Where's our sun sunning? Somewhere. Getting real close for this. You are a gardener for facts. You are a gardener and you are planting seeds, aka thoughts, in your subconscious mind all day long, based on your habitual thinking. Because this is going to be what we quote today in the reading in the what do we call this place? Instagram. In the Instagram channel, we're gonna quote that. That's gonna be the quote for Zize. So we're gonna run that one back because that's hidden. Okay. An excellent way to get acquainted with the two functions of your mind is to look upon your own mind as a garden. Now, you've heard this, okay? Water what you want to grow, focus on what you want to grow, put your attention on what you want to grow. You are a gardener and you are planting seeds, aka thoughts, in your subconscious mind all day long. All based on your habitual thinking. And also based on, he's not even saying it here, but based on what's coming in through via your environment. Okay, what you let come into your eyes, what you let come into your ears, what you let come into your nose, what you let come into your mouth, what you let come into your skin. Everything that you absorb is being soaked up by your subconscious mind. This is why one of my companies is going to be a multimedia company to take over billboards. Take over. Because y'all know this. Market psychology knows this. They're very well aware. The government, the this, and whoever's running the planet, like shorties know what to do to help us move to world peace. You know. And a part of it is visuals. So if you have dope visuals, powerful visuals, loving visuals, literally on billboards and wording all around, mostly actual visuals, like the words too. The subconscious picks up on words that are placed in the visual too. But baby, in the vicinity too. But the actual like pictures and images, ooh, the subconscious picks up like eating, eating, yo. It's eating all day. It's absorbing all day. Now we have parts of our brain. I don't recall it right now. I know I put it in the book though. Or did I? I gotta double check. Where we have, we talked about the reticular activating system for sure in the book, which chooses what it's going to focus on. But there's another part of our brain that filters out what we focus on because we are getting information, data sent to us all day, literally. And then, when do we ever even close our eyes throughout the day? Like it's just constant, like stuff coming. So the brain has to choose what to keep focus on and what not. What's important and what's not, right? For our own health, for our own benefit. So let's keep going. As you sow in your subconscious mind, so shall you reap in your body and environment. This is the law of life. The more you focus on that, what you want to bring into the reality, and the more you do that, the more you're going to put actions towards that. Wow.
Yes. Well, that's it. uh, Mars, and Jupiter, Saturn, uh, Uranus, Neptune.
Where's the big homie?
What's it?
Where's the big homie?
What do you mean?
Sloop Skizzle.
What does that mean?
My homie. The ninth planet.
Moon
That's
is here.
not a planet.
What do you say?
The moon's not a planet. La luna's not a planet. Huh?
I know.
But you counting it as the ninth one instead of the one that I want to go there?
Well, I want to go on the moon,
Mm-hmm.
Mars. Well, except Uranus and Neptune, because you know Neptune has supersonic winds. They pull you,
Mm.
and also Uranus is a planet and it's so cold.
Yeah, it's pretty far away. The further away, the colder it is. What about my homie?
Well, homie,
The one that starts with P.
Pluto. That does not count.
As in my world.
Well, there is no Pluto.
Okay. Well, listen, Pluto Gang Gang for life. So no, the 9 is the number of completion, baby. I believe Source definitely made 9 planets to orbit the sun, but that's just me. She okay. I didn't teach him that because I don't put no gender on Source. Okay, there's a bunch of things we do differently, like Kemetic versus Egyptian.
Egyptian is what
No, it's Kemetic. Yeah, that's what everybody, but we're not everybody. Any Tahuski, begin now to sow thoughts of peace, happiness, right action, goodwill, and prosperity. Think quietly and with interest on these qualities and accept them fully in your conscious reasoning mind. Continue to plant these wonderful seeds, thoughts, in the garden of your mind, and you will reap a glorious harvest. Your subconscious mind may be likened to the soil, which will grow all kinds of seeds, good or bad. I usually use those terminologies. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Every thought is therefore a cause, and every condition is an effect. For this reason, it is essential that you take charge of your thoughts so as to bring forth only desirable conditions. When your mind thinks correctly, when you understand the truth, when the thoughts deposited in your subconscious mind are constructive, harmonious, and peaceful, the magic working power of your subconscious will respond and bring about harmonious conditions, agreeable surroundings, and the best of everything. Because you deserve that. It's your birthright. Sí, mi amor. Yeah, go ahead and tune in with your breath, and Source will let you know what to draw next. Yeah, that's what Source told me to tell you. That's my answer. When you begin to control your thought processes, you can apply the powers of your subconscious to any problem or difficulty. Working on mastering the mind. In other words, you will actually be consciously cooperating with the infinite power and omnipotent law which governs all things. I tell you again, read Think and Grow Rich. Like there's really shorties out here where people pay them to tap into source to give them the answers. Look around you, and that's because they're open and receptive to hearing from source. Look around you wherever you live, and you will notice that the vast majority of mankind, humankind, lives in the world without. The more enlightened men are intensely interested in the world within. Remember, it is the world within, namely your thoughts, feelings, and imagery, your thoughts, feelings, and imagery that makes your world without outside of you. It is therefore the only creative power, and everything which you find in your world of expression has been created by you in the inner world of your mind, consciously or unconsciously. A knowledge of the interaction of your conscious and subconscious minds will enable you to transform your whole life. I just had to, was thinking like one day we'll have to go through the, not have to, but be guided to go through the difference between conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. They're unconscious, being unconscious about something, and not unconscious like you're knocked out. It being you like, for instance, you're many people are unconscious of the way of the fact that their subconscious is running their conscious decisions. Okay. All right. Thank you. So a knowledge of the interaction of your conscious and subconscious minds will enable you to transform your whole life. True story. In order to change external conditions, okay, you must change the cause. Cause, effect. Cause, effect. Most people try to change conditions and circumstances by working with conditions and circumstances. To remove Discord, that's funny that Discord app is named that after it's not like harmonious. It's Discord, it's out of harmony. It's too funny because it's one of my least favorite apps too. Love Telegram though. That's where we at. Confusion. To remove discord, confusion, lack, and limitation, you must remove the cause. And the cause is the way you are using your conscious mind. In other words, the way you are thinking and picturing in your mind. Bring the tissue, baby. Have none here. We don't have any right here, yeah. You are living in a fathomless sea of infinite riches. Seriously. Your subconscious is very sensitive to your thoughts. Your thoughts form the mold or matrix through which the infinite intelligence, wisdom, vital forces, and energies of your subconscious flow, right? So source is giving you exactly what you want based on what you're thinking about, and because that's what you're asking for. And go drink some water after that.
After what?
After we finish cleaning your nose. Whoa. Let's go ahead and blow. There you go. Another. Right?
I put this paper down here instead.
Your subconscious is very sensitive to your thoughts. Oh, yeah, we said that. We said that. Here we go. The practical application of the laws of your mind, as illustrated in each chapter of this book, will cause you to experience abundance for poverty, wisdom for superstition, and ignorance, peace for pain, joy for sadness, light for darkness, harmony for discord, faith and confidence for fear, success for failure, and freedom from the law of averages. Certainly, there can be no more powerful, oh, it doesn't say powerful, it is wonderful blessing than these from a mental, emotional, and material standpoints. Right? Because who doesn't want to be mentally free, emotionally free, financially free, spiritually, all the frees, right? Sovereignty, right? Generational sovereignty, LLC. Most of the great scientists, artists, poets, singers, writers, and inventors have a deep understanding. Mm.
S.
Okay.
And then the P.
Okay. You're a third of the way there. Many of those, the inventors, all of them, have a deep understanding of the workings of the conscious and subconscious minds. One time, Caruso, the great operatic tenor, was struck with stage fright. He said his throat was paralyzed due to spasms caused by intense fear, which constricted the muscles of his throat. Perspiration poured copiously down his face. He was ashamed because in a few minutes he had to go out on the stage. Yet he was shaking with fear and trepidation. He said, "They will laugh at me. I can't sing." Then he shouted in the presence of those behind the stage, "The little me wants to strangle the big me within." He said to the little me, "Get out of here. The big me wants to sing through me." By the big me, he meant the limitless power and wisdom of his subconscious mind, right? The God within him, right? Source within him, right? Higher self within him, whatever you want to put terminology on it. And he began to shout, "Get out, get out. The big me is going to sing," right? His subconscious mind responded, what you said? Because I'm here to serve you. What you said? Releasing the vital forces within him. Ooh, juicy. Mhm. When the call came, he walked out on that stage and sang gloriously and majestically, enthralling the audience. Mm, mm. It is obvious to you now that Caruso must have understood the two levels of the mind, the conscious or rational, and the subconscious or irrational level. We're gonna pause right here. We're gonna pause right here. There's your subconscious mind is reactive in response to the nature of your thoughts. Okay, your conscious mind. No, we're gonna be done in 2 pages. You don't have to hold it. You're holding it. Okay. Remember, to finish the book this month, we would have had to read 4 pages a day. And remember, we've been reading a book a month since November of 2025, and it's been lit, right? Sometimes two in a month because the book was smaller, like small enough, like the pages. I don't use small word, but the pages were less than the days in the month. Um, yeah, but this one we were doing it both months, both for the month of May and June, so that we could just take it bite size, bite size, bite size. The subconscious mind, like it would be best if in all colleges, all universities, all schools from yay high, which were to today I got the thought frame. Today I got tapped into the thought. My books that I already created, go make a fourth one, taking all of that and putting it, talk to me like I'm 5, right? When you do ChatGPT and Claude and them, the AI, the prompting, when you want them to really like help break down a topic, you say like, talk to me like I'm a toddler, right? Talk to me like I'm 5. And yeah, because shout out to Chartlingo AI, shout out to Mama Tina and her daughters, and Lindsay, who will stay on the scene, who's studying trading, learning trading. Well, actually, no, she's a trader already. She been studying. Uh, Better than me. Me I learn. Me I still learn. About to be the best, one of the best though for my own life. I don't business out nobody else, right? Everybody needs a trader in the house. Everybody would benefit from a trader in the house, so that you just again go in the market and extract, okay, easily. But it takes a lot of emotional management, a lot of emotional gathering of yourself, a lot of emotional regulation. Like you are not about to master no markets if you are not mastering yourself, and that's on God. That's on source. That's on period. Okay. All right. It's in. Let's breathe our way out. Breathe. Shake. Letting go. All right. No spiral? No spiral? You wrote spiral already? Okay.
But I know what I am. This year.
Mm. All right, mi amores. Looking forward to reconnecting tomorrow.
Peace. Well, birthday.
Ciao.